My name is Chris Rios. I'm here with my brother Nick Rios. We're with Financial Strategies Group. We appreciate you clicking on the link to tune in. We're just going to take a couple minutes of your time to discuss with you really a top of mind subject matter in today's market, and that's first-time home buying.
It has without a doubt been quite a year for all of us. COVID has impacted pretty much every aspect of our lives and really made us question the way we view the world around us. But the one thing that hasn't changed, even through this situation, is the incredible importance of having a solid financial plan. So that when the unexpected happens, COVID, you're protected and you're prepared. As a young professional, one of the biggest factors that affect our financial picture are the cost of living in the cities that we choose to.
So for the first time ever, we're seeing a lot of 20 and 30-year-old individuals leaving cities much earlier than anticipated. Many are working from home, and it's hard to continue to justify the cost of living in these large cities when we can pretty much work from almost wherever. Which is why we're seeing a huge migration to the suburbs, and one of the many reasons why individuals are moving to the southern areas of the country. People are also looking at buying homes much sooner than they had originally planned. We often get the question of whether now is a good time to buy a home. And the truth is, now is one of the most unique times we've seen in the home buying market. With mortgage rates at historical lows, and with newly adopted remote working, many of us are saving more each month and have the flexibility to move almost wherever without having to change that large factor in their life, and that's their job location.
Even with all these new additions to work-life culture, unemployment is at an all-time high. Many have to endure months of being furloughed. And also, the demand for homes in those suburban areas is also so high and inventory is so low, people are paying more than what the home may be worth just to outbid the competition and buy the home. So what would our advice be for a first-time home buyer? We'd first say to pay less attention to the market itself and more to your own specific financial plan and situation. Is buying a home financially responsible for you right now? Let's look at your overall financial health first.
So it's easiest to start with some questions to ask yourself. And simply, do you have at least 3 to 6 months of savings currently set aside? And this is in addition to that 10 to 20% that you may have to put down for down payment on a property. Have you thought about those additional costs of buying a home? Depending on the type of property you're looking for, are you prepared for costs and fees like lender origination fees, mortgage points, prepaid property taxes, and homeowners insurance?
And Chris, let's not forget the inspection fees, appraisal fees, title fees, homeowners association potentially, additional monthly costs for that, and the new levels of utility bills if you're moving into a larger property. Is your job secure? Do you expect to stay in the same position for the foreseeable future? Mortgage lenders do want to see your pay stubs. They want to make sure you have a steady flow of income. Now would not be the time to make that job change you've always wanted to make.
In addition to that, do you have credit card debt? Mortgage lenders, of course, are going to be looking at your credit history. Do you have any federal student loans? With interest rates for these loans being held at zero, should you be putting your additional savings towards this higher interest-bearing debt? Do you have another big life event coming up this year? Maybe it's a wedding, or maybe you're thinking of moving in a couple years. Does this investment really make sense for your own personal goals? Mortgage lenders have also become stricter with their own terms. If your credit score is only average, it may make sense to use this time to work on building your credit. In addition to that, will buying a home increase your monthly living expenses a significant amount? This goes back to your overall financial plan. Buying a home should, for the most part, not put your personal financial or career goals at risk.
We never want to put those at risk. And additionally, it's common to overlook the monthly cash flow your home purchase would require. Just because a bank approves you for a certain loan amount doesn't necessarily mean it's in your best interest to purchase a home at your max eligible budget. We believe it's best to first decide how much you can afford to pay each month in principal, interest, taxes, insurance, utilities, and all the other additional home ownership costs. Once you decide on your cash flow allows, then decide how much of your income you're willing to allocate towards this living expense versus what you want to keep set aside for other financial goals. Meaning, will you own your home or will your home own you? Once you've decided on the amount that fits your personal budget and lifestyle choices, you can then better determine what price range you should be actually looking at when applying for that home loan.
And of course, we always take a potential increase in your income over time into consideration as part of your overall financial plan when determining that appropriate home value. While it's important to look at every aspect of an individual's financial picture, we believe that a good rule of thumb for determining if you are specifically ready to buy a home is actually pretty standard. And do you have a steady income? Do you have dependable employment? Or do you also have a credit score that's in the 740 range or higher for a conventional loan? Have you saved up enough money for a down payment and closing costs and have a low general debt to income ratio?
And if this sounds like you, this may be the time to make that next big step in life. We are always here for advice to help guide you through these decisions. It's what we're really here for and it's what we love to do. We're grateful for you to choose us as your advisors. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.